Hello there. Welcome to Just the Discs. We talk about Blu-rays here. And for this short video episode, I am going to talk about some stuff I got during the not the Black Friday. That will have passed by the time this is posted. The November Barnes and Noble sale. Obviously, you can get titles through Barnes and Noble or through Amazon. It seems like they're matching the prices on that, but it's preferred you get them from Barnes and Noble if you can. And so I have only a few titles that I picked up during the sale, but I wanted to highlight them and let you know what kind of features they had, etc., etc. So I will start with Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love on 4K. Now, this is tricky because, like a lot of Criterion collectors, I got the Wong Kar-wai set recently, the big set, which of course included this film. But the tricky thing, or not so tricky in some senses, is that I had to decide if I wanted to upgrade to 4K UHD for this title. And being that it is not only one of the most beautiful films Wong Kar-wai has ever made, it's also one of the more beautiful films ever made in my mind. It's just gorgeous. And so I had to get this. It just was a must for me. And it's one of my favorites of all Wong Kar-wai's films. And it is truly wonderful and melancholy and just unique. For those that don't know, it's set in Hong Kong, 1962. Chow Mo-wan, Tony Leung, and Su Li-zhen, Maggie Chung, move into neighboring apartments on the same day. Their encounters are formal, polite, until a discovery about their spouses creates an intimate bond between them. At once delicately mannered and visually extravagant, Wong Kar-wai's In the Mood for Love is a masterful evocation of romantic longing and fleeting moments. With its aching soundtrack and exquisitely abstract cinematography by Christopher Doyle and Mark Lee Ping-bing, this film has been a major stylistic influence on the past 2 decades of cinema and is a milestone in Wong's redoubtable career. So it's a director-approved 4K UHD, 4K digital restoration with 5.1 DTS master audio soundtrack. Both approved by Wong Kar-wai. Now, again, this movie is about two people that sort of find each other. And among the many things I like about it, outside of the lead performances, which are just stellar, I love the way that it treats time. It treats time in a very fluid, bouncing around kind of way. You know, we'll see interactions between, and it's a very slow build in terms of the relationship between the two characters. We'll see her at first interacting with, not with him, with like his wife, and then eventually she's interacting with him. We see her having a conversation about comics or something, and he mentions something about loaning her a comic collection that he has. And the next time we see her, she's returning the comic collection to his wife. So it's clear that they've had an interaction in between those two times, and that we haven't seen that. But maybe it wasn't, not that it was inconsequential. It seems like every interaction with them is consequential on some subtle level. But I like that the movie doesn't make it so that we see absolutely every time they ever talk to each other. And we're able to just get a sense of, this bond forming and everything. So I just love that sense of it, that part of it. But yeah, again, beautiful movie. This 4K scan looks just breathtaking, I think. In terms of the set design and cinematography, it just is one of those very lush Wong Kar-wai films, and one that, again, it's one of his best. So I was very excited to get this on 4K, again, despite having gotten it as part of the box set previous to this. Okay, so then we have a bunch of nice features, as is always the case with Criterion. We have a documentary from 2001 by Wong chronicling the making of the film, which is a really great making of. Hu Yang Dian Yan Hia, short film by Wong, and then an interview and cinema lesson from 2001 featuring Wong Kar-wai. Press conference from 2000, Toronto International Film Festival with actors Maggie Cheung and Mark and Manyuk. Sorry, with actors Maggie Cheung and Tony Leung. Interview from 2012 with critic Tody Raines about the soundtrack. Deleted scenes with optional commentary by Wong Kar-wai. Music video trailer plus a new essay by novelist Charles Yu. And that is included on the inside. So unfortunately, in terms of features, we're not necessarily getting a lot of new stuff. There's that new essay. But that said, we are getting at least this new scan. And I get that this is something that's a tough thing for buyers of Blu-rays. You know, like, are we getting much for our dollar when we upgrade? It's a big question. It's something I ask a lot, and something that is difficult, especially in the time of 4K, to decide, you know, do I really need this? And I get it when a lot of people say they don't. And it's a thing with me where I think I've talked about it before. It's partially OCD. It's partially just a collecting thing. I guess it's all OCD ultimately. Like, I need to have it. I need to have it for the collection. I need to have it because I want to have the best possible version of whatever movie we're talking about in my collection that I can. Especially if it's a movie I'm sure I'll come back to, which is this kind of film we're talking about with In the Mood for Love. So I get that it's tough. And I also see a lot of people saying, you know, I got it on Blu-ray, or I got it in the box set. And they're like, I don't need 4K. I know for some people 4K isn't that big a deal. It's tough because, again, we've probably touched on it, but 4K is different than the upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray. It's about detail. It's about color. I don't know. There's something about it, and maybe some of it is subconscious for me. I don't know. But I do know that this 4K looks very nice, and I was not disappointed that I picked it up. So anyway, if you have time and you like this film, you can still grab it when this posts. Next up, an obvious must, we have the Wall-E 4K UHD. Again, the Criterion. I think this has been available as a 4K previous to this, but not in this wonderful new edition. So you have, I'll show you. I guess my only complaint would be the cardboard of this box is a little flimsy and was a little crushed up in transport. It just has, I think, a tendency to get a little mangled. It's a little thin. Criterion doesn't, I understand, really want to spend a ton of money on that. Okay, so we'll start with this booklet. The movie was originally called Trash Planet, apparently, and so inside the booklet we have scrapbook, script, interviews, essay by Sam Wasson, storyboard stuff. Yeah, it's really cute. Really nice little book. I like that. Then we have our 4K over here. And then we have 2 Blu-rays worth of stuff. One is, of course, your feature, and the second helps with supplements. So what are we getting here? What's happening in terms of the features here? We can see a whole lot, actually. So you have director-approved 4K UHD, 4K digital master approved by director Andrew Stanton with Dolby Atmos soundtrack, alternate 5.1 surround, DTS HD master audio, and stereo soundtracks. One 4K UHD disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR and HDR 10+, and 2 Blu-rays with the film and special features. 2 audio commentaries, one featuring Stanton and the other character supervisor Bill Wise, co-producer Lindsay Collins, story artist Derek Thompson, and lead animator Angus MacLean. Stanton does a solo commentary as the first one. And I noticed that in terms of the commentaries, I think they're both pretty old. But I believe there's some new stuff on here. I'm going to have trouble digging out which is brand new features and which isn't. But, well, there we go. New programs on Stanton's cinematic influences, and production designer Ralph Eggleston's color scripts. Tour of the Pixar Living Archive with Stanton. Behind the scenes look at the making of the film, including segments from early animation reels. The Pixar Story, 2007, a documentary by Leslie Iwerks. More than a dozen documentaries exploring the film's production and robots. Anatomy of a Scene. The Plant, a masterclass with Stanton. Wall-E deleted scenes featuring commentary by Stanton. A Story, 1987, a student film by Stanton. I don't think some of this stuff has been included previously. Burn E, 2008, a short film by McLean. Trailers, English subtitles for the deaf and hearing impaired. English descriptive audio, plus essay by Sam Wasson. Selections from Stanton's sketchbooks, script notes, and drawings, and artwork from the Wall-E team. So a pretty comprehensive special edition, and a very exciting one in that it is the first of the Pixar Criterion collaborations, and one of the first Disney as well as far as I know. But it's exciting to see the Pixar vault opening up to Criterion. There's a lot of hope that there's going to be more Disney licensing happening in the future, and if that's the case, we could have a lot of really great stuff in the best possible editions from Criterion. So I'm very happy that this got announced. I'm very happy that it came out. I put it on today when I got it, and it is just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Again, detail and color, I mean, of a Pixar film like this is pretty ideal for 4K in terms of the way that it looks on screen, and I was just mesmerized all over again by this, what I think to be maybe the best Pixar film made. I mean, it's among the best, if not the best. For me, a favorite, we'll put it like that. But yeah, very much a movie I had to pick up, and I'm glad I did on this 4K format. So if you can grab it during the sale, now's the time. I'm glad it came out during the sale for that reason. And then next up, another one I picked up, but I haven't even gotten a chance to open yet, is Eve's Bayou. Casey Lemons' film, Eve's Bayou, from 97, my bad. And it's been a while since I've seen this one. It is The Summer I Killed My Father, I was 10 years old. So begins Casey Lemons' spellbinding feature debut, an evocative journey into the maze of memory, steeped in fragrant Southern Gothic atmosphere. In 1960s Louisiana, a young girl, Journey Smollett, sees her well-to-do family unravel in the wake of the infidelities of her charming father, Samuel L. Jackson, setting in motion a series of deceptions and betrayals that will upend her world and challenge her understanding of reality. Rooted in Creole history, folklore, and mysticism, Eve's Bayou is a scintillating showcase for a powerhouse ensemble of black actresses, including Lynn Whitfield, Debbie Morgan, and the legendary Diane Carroll as voodoo priestesses, as well as a profoundly cathartic exploration of trauma, forgiveness, and the elusive nature of truth. Yeah, this is a really neat movie. This came out around the time of Lone Star, and it's not exactly like that, but it is a mystery film that takes on this really interesting context because of where it's taking place and sort of the folklore side of things, the voodoo priestess side of things. It really is a unique film in that sense. And I remember really being impressed by the Sam Jackson performance as well as all the actresses in the film, and it just being a movie that really stood out to me at the time. Casey Lemons is a filmmaker, previously an actor. She's in Candyman. She's in some other films, and I've always enjoyed her presence as an actor, but she really showed how much she had in her in terms of creativity in the filmmaking for this movie. Like, it really is one that I remember making a big splash in 1997 on the indie sort of circuit. Again, I think Lone Star was 96. This was 97. I kind of was like, oh, this is the Lone Star for this year for me. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched it, and I was just very excited to see it get announced. And I'm very excited. A lot of people will be discovering it for the first time. Being it as old as it is, I know it's sort of slipped out of the conversation ultimately, and that's too bad. In terms of the features, new 4K digital restoration of the director's cut, supervised by Casey Lemons and cinematographer Amy Vincent, with 5.1 DTS HD master audio. New 4K digital restoration of the 108-minute theatrical release version as well. Audio commentary on the director's cut featuring Lemons, Vincent, producer Caldecott Chubb, and editor Terrelyn A. Shropshire. Dr. Hugo, 1996, a short film Lemons made as a proof of concept for Eve's Bayou and a new 4K digital transfer. New interview with Lemons, cast reunion footage, interview with composer Terrence Blanchard, new program showcasing black and white Polaroids that Vincent took during the production, cast and crew photograph by William Eggleston, plus a new essay by film scholar Kara Keeling. So definitely one I highly recommend picking up during the sale, as it's just come out and it's new, and I know a lot of people won't have grabbed it yet. So yeah, a lot of new stuff that's just come out that I recommend grabbing during the sale if you can. It's almost over, but In the Mood for Love 4K, high recommend, and the same with the Wall-E 4K, as well as Eve's Bayou. So anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.